And now for a Next News special report.
Breaking news tonight, Washington trembles as Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna drops a bombshell that could shake the foundations of our government. Attorney General Merrick Garland now stands on the precipice of an unprecedented crisis. With the Speaker's backing, Luna's ultimatum has morphed into a ticking time bomb, but there's an even bigger story lurking beneath the surface, one that could reach all the way to the Oval Office. Stay tuned for our exclusive report that'll leave you questioning everything about power in our republic. Now, folks, just as Luna is fighting to hold Garland accountable, we are in our own battle for truth. For over a decade, we've been your beacon in the storm of misinformation, but now we're facing our own constitutional crisis. YouTube's demonetized us, Rumble has turned a blind eye, and we're on the brink of collapse. But like Luna, we won't back down. We need your support now more than ever. Whether it's a donation or a prayer, your help keeps our mission alive. This is not just about keeping the lights on, it's about preserving the very soul of American journalism. The links are below. Together, let's keep the torch of truth burning bright. Now, Washington is reeling from a seismic shift in the power struggle between Congress and the Department of Justice. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna has just dropped a bombshell that could see Attorney General Merrick Garland in handcuffs by Monday. But that's just the tip of the iceberg in this unfolding drama. Let's rewind now to Luna's initial ultimatum. Here's how she laid it out.
We are here today because of the double standard that exists within the justice system. As you know, on February 27th, the Oversight Committee, as well as House Judiciary, had sent a subpoena to Attorney General Garland, of which we received no response. And after referring him for criminal contempt within 48 hours or less, the Department of Justice refused to prosecute. Inherent contempt is clearly within our Article I authorities, and Congress does have the power to investigate all legislative powers. Investigations are part of our legislative process, and people that interfere with these processes should be held accountable. Inherent contempt was first used in 1795, and this was further upheld in a Supreme Court decision in 1927 in McGrain versus Doherty that stated that Congress does indeed have this authority. It's important to note that when an individual is called before courts across the country, they appear. Why should the Attorney General, who is supposed to be head of all law enforcement authorities, any different? Garland still has time to comply with this request. We are asking that he bring the tapes to the House and let us listen to them. But in the event that he does not, we will press forward with calling the privilege motion on inherent contempt to the floor on Friday morning. It is also important to note that if we as a Congress do not have the ability to enforce our investigative ability, that we are essentially going to be ignored and undercut and essentially handicapped by all other branches, which would make us not a co-equal branch of government. After me, I have Dan Crenshaw speaking that would like to address this issue, but I would appreciate that the press report on this accurately and that Congress, again, does have the authority to do this, that the Attorney General is not above the law, and ultimately, we will be pressing forward with this. This is something that, again, would enable the Speaker of the House to order the Sergeant at Arms to take into custody the Attorney General if he fails to comply with our request.
Now she's taken it up a notch. She just tweeted a game-changing update. Right here, you can see it. The vote for inherent contempt against Attorney General Merrick Garland will be brought to the floor this upcoming session week with full support from Speaker Mike Johnson. You're seeing it right there, folks. Speaker Mike Johnson is backing a vote on inherent contempt against Garland this weekend. This isn't just political theater. It's a constitutional showdown that could redefine the balance of power in our republic. But here's where it gets even more explosive. Luna's hinting at potential 25th Amendment implications. Let's take a look at her bombshell statement on Fox Business.
I think that this is exactly why those tapes are so important, because if these tapes come out, or if we are able to hear them, we hear that he is incompetent on those tapes, or that the transcripts have been somehow altered. What ends up happening is we could invoke the 25th Amendment, of which, to my understanding, Biden's cabinet would vote on that. But I do think after last night's performance, it's not just me, it's other Democrats are saying that he needs to step down.
Wait, did you just say that the Biden cabinet would vote to get him out in the 25th Amendment? You said, I believe that the cabinet would vote for that?
I believe that if those tapes come out, I believe that they would have to. And I say that based on last night's performance and the outcry from Democrats, from various news outlets, from the American people at Joe Biden's performance. Maria, every single news outlet, to include many far-left bloggers, were calling for a new candidate or for him to step aside. It was a terrible performance, of which I am happy President Trump is leading. I've been supporting him, but I'm actually concerned that we have someone in the White House that is mentally incompetent to be fit as president, and our adversaries are watching, and I have one obligation, and that is to uphold my constitutional authorities, and mental fitness is a part of that.
Did you catch that? Luna's suggesting that if certain tapes come out, it could lead to invoking the 25th Amendment. The implications are staggering, so let's break this down. We're not just talking about Garland's potential arrest anymore. We're looking at a scenario where the president's own cabinet might vote him out. This is unprecedented territory, folks. Luna's wielding a power that's been gathering dust since 1927, inherent contempt. It's Congress's trump card against stonewalling, and she's not afraid to use it. With the Speaker's backing, this is not just talk, it is action. Remember, this all started when Garland ignored a congressional subpoena back in February. And Luna's message is clear. In America, no one's above the law, not even the AG, not even the president. So if Garland doesn't comply, we could see the unthinkable. The nation's top law enforcer in cuffs, brought in by the sergeant at arms. It's a move that would send shockwaves through Washington and beyond. But the stakes are even higher now. Luna's comments about the 25th Amendment and those mysterious tapes add a whole new dimension to this crisis. What's on those tapes that could be so damning? The speculation is running wild. This isn't about right or left anymore. It's about the very foundation of our government and the principles of our founding fathers, what they fought for. As Luna put it, our founding fathers would not have tolerated the behavior exhibited by the Attorney General, the Department of Justice, and the President of the United States. So the clock is ticking. By Monday, we could see a seismic shift in the power dynamics in Washington. Will Garland blink? Will those tapes come to light? What does this mean for the Biden administration? If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. My friends, we may be on the cusp of another historic moment in American history. The stakes could not be higher. With the potential arrest of an attorney general and whispers of the 25th Amendment swirling in the corridors of power, let's hope Garland does the right thing and releases those tapes. The American people deserve to see the truth and decide for themselves. Only transparency can prevent a full-blown constitutional crisis. And as Thomas Jefferson said, an informed citizenry is at the heart of a dynamic democracy. The next 48 hours will be crucial.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.